Hi, I'm Frank Masiosi for HTTV, and I am here with Paul Kiltica, who is President and CEO of the Summit Area Y. Paul, it's great to be here.
Great to see you, Frank. Welcome to the Y.
Yeah, and this is the first day of opening of this brand new, extraordinarily beautiful building. You must be proud.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. We had some starts and fits during the construction, and we've been sharing with the public as we've gone along, and we had a very ambitious schedule. We wanted to get it done this summer, so we're a few weeks late, and here we are on a
A
rainy,
rainy.
rainy October morning, and already we've been open for a few hours. The public has come out, and our members have come out, and it's just wonderful to finally be open for the community again.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's terrific. So, I know from what you told me before that you had, when you embarked on this project, you had four goals in mind.
Yep.
So maybe you can tell the audience what those goals were, and then we can talk a little bit
Sure.
about each.
Yeah, there's really, this is not something that we drew up last year or 2 years ago. First and foremost, this building is a historical structure for the city of Summit. This lot has obviously been here forever, but the building itself was really constructed and started to become the Summit Y in 1912. So over the last 10, 15 years, the volunteers in the community have talked about what we can do to renovate this Y and re-energize it. So number one, we wanted to re-energize it. Number two, we wanted to modernize it and open the space up so that we could have more efficient use of that space. And again, we were using a building that was more, as I say, you have the open floor plans that you see in new houses today. We wanted an open floor plan in an old Victorian house. And so that's what we were trying to accomplish, was to open up our space so that we could do more things with it. Number three, our teens, our youth. They are the future of this community. They are a big part of everything we do. We wanted to ensure that they had the proper space, the proper programs, not just here in this, whether it's a teen center, and you'll see that in a little bit, but throughout the whole building, a place where they know they could always be welcome. Our mission is to make sure we serve all. Period. We want to be open doors for all in our community. And our seniors and teens need a place to congregate and come together, and that was really important. And then fourth and final, without a doubt, to me, the core of this reconstruction, renovation, and is our fitness center. And we wanted to be best in class with what we were offering for healthy living. One of the core aspects of what we do is healthy living. From small ages all the way to grave, we have all types of people in here. However they define a healthy lifestyle, we can provide that here in the Y. It's not as simple as simply going on a treadmill or lifting a weight. It can be many different facets. This project achieved that, and we can't wait for everybody to see it.
Okay. Well, judging from what I've seen, and we'll take a walk around so everybody who's watching can see what we've all seen. But judging from what I've seen, you've really done a great job. And it wasn't cheap, was it?
No, so this was a true philanthropic, which is typical of Summit, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, it's incredible the history of this community. When nonprofits such as the Y need help, people stand up right away and say, we want to be part of this help. And without a doubt, relying on donors who helped us raise several $1 million to get this project going was critical. The overall price tag of this project would be just about $5 million. And it's quite simple. We could not have done it without the support of our donors and our members and the community. Some grants and government and such allowed us to do this. And we're just incredibly grateful to have that.
Now, that's a whole lot more than what it cost to build the building in 1912, wasn't it?
Oh, boy. Again, it's just a Summit history. If you think that the philanthropy was just in this decade, you're wrong. And the 1910s, when the founding fathers of this Y was founded in 1886. They said, you know what, we want to build our own building somewhere around downtown Summit. So they came on this parcel on 67 Maple Street, bought it from the bank, and well, we need some money. And over a couple of weeks, led by 5 or 6 leaders of the community, they raised $40,000. That's incredible. And to raise that kind of money and that time for a nonprofit YMCA that, quite frankly, probably was in its infancy, only speaks volumes about the culture that this community has embedded into it about supporting people who need help.
I think you told me, correct me if I'm misquoting, that there's only a few Ys in the United States that are older than this one.
Well, no. So, yes and no. What I was referring to, and again, we'll see it on a tour, one of the things we're celebrating during this renovation is our SEAL swim team is 100 years in 2023, this year. We are one of only 6 swim teams in the country that is able to celebrate 100 years.
Okay.
The national championship, the first one was in 1923, and we participated in it in New York City. So we are very proud that our swim team has 100 years of history behind it, and we celebrate it, and you'll see it. And so, yeah, it's just incredible to think that, swim teams across the Y is a huge sport nationwide, but to be one of the original 6
Yeah.
is pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it is. So, with this open floor plan, it was, I remember how it used to be. It was like an old house, a lot of little rooms. And I walked in today and it's just open. Were there any surprises when you opened the thing up?
Oh, geez. Yeah. There were a lot of surprises, but they were fun. Again, recognizing, and you said old house, it's like this old house, right? Recognizing that there's a lot of charm and history in this building was really important for me to make sure that we still celebrated that heritage of that building. And one of the cool stories I love to tell is that, we have, like any public building, sprinklers that run through the building. And we had white pipes that were sprinklers running through a lot of our common areas, and you never think about what a sprinkler pipe is. Well, during demolition, as we tore down walls in different rooms, it was discovered that these sprinkler pipes were copper. Now, today, in 2023, copper piping is very, very valuable. I've heard stories of people stealing them from construction sites. So the story is that in the 1940s, right before World War II, this building had to follow the new laws to put sprinklers in, and copper was cheap because steel was being used for the war effort. And so it's a really cool little part of our history that we like to acknowledge. And ironically, I'm sad to say, we took out that copper piping and put more modern steel piping in. But it's things like that, a lot of surprises that we did not like, that you just don't know, that people warned us that once you punch down a wall, you may find something that you're not going to be too happy with. But I give a lot of credit to our work team and our staff and our construction officials. The city was great working with us and finding different solutions and adaptations to work with all these surprises that we found.
And you finished pretty close to schedule, didn't you?
Yeah, if you want to count 5 or 6 weeks off, yeah, I think it was
That's
quite
pretty
ambitious.
close.
Yes.
So what did all the members do while you were shut down?
So we're very fortunate. The last project we did, we opened up a brand new Berkeley Heights Y in Berkeley Heights, and bad timing that opened up a few weeks before COVID in 2020. But nonetheless, it's a beautiful brand new building that a lot of our summit members really wanted to check out because they didn't have a reason to go over to Berkeley Heights. They had the building here. So when we shut down the fitness center and the studios here in Summit, a lot of our members in Summit went over there, and I got to tell you, they were really, really happy. So I'm just today as we opened this morning, seeing those faces come back to Summit, they are really happy. But now they know that Summit Y is not just a building in Summit, it's also another experience only 6 or 7 minutes away.
Yeah, and that is a nice facility. It's like this. It's open and airy and just a nice feeling inside. So speaking of other facilities, you're really competing with other health clubs in the area, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Again, Frank, we are a nonprofit, and it's very. We are driven by our mission, and again, our mission is to serve all in the community, to be a welcoming place, and to be a place for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility. That is most important to us. But on a fitness, healthy living scale, it's no surprise to anybody that we have a lot of competition, whether it be the small boutique studio or whether it be a large scale Equinox or Lifetime Fitness. And quite frankly, as we are in this space, we don't view them as much as competition as trying to make sure people differentiate out the why from what those people offer. And the way I like to differentiate ourselves, besides being one of the few ones that can call us a nonprofit, is by also establishing that we have something for everybody in your family. We start infant care at 6 weeks, and we'll take you to you go to the grave at 110.
So that's the learning circle you
The
referred to.
Learning Circle
Yeah.
Child Care Center, and even in the Summit Y, we have programs for little kids for the pool, learn to swim. So I do not think most of those other competition places, especially for fitness, are able to say that.
Right.
And we're going to do so in an environment that's not going to be, you know, during COVID, our biggest struggle was trying to remind people that what the Y is about, as we are here on our parlor, is about people coming together and being social. We build communities within communities. That is our spark. That is our magic. That's what gets us excited, is to see people come together. And this renovation, we try to create a lot of different spaces where people could come together.
This room didn't exist, or there was nothing like this room
It was
prior.
what? No. It was a little bit, but it wasn't. No.
So this is a room right off the entrance.
Yeah.
There's going to be a coffee machine here, right?
Yep.
And where people can sit and chat in chairs like this and just hang out.
Yeah. So again, that's what's going to differentiate your experience coming to the Y. Yes, of course, we want to have healthy living. We want to work out. We want to be, fit and strong in whatever way you define that. But the experience of feeling like you're not alone and somebody cares for you and you're part of a community is most important.
Okay. Well, you've told us a lot about it, but there's nothing like seeing the real thing. So why don't we take a walk around and look at what you've done?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, Paul, here we are in the lobby. Tell me what's going on here.
So, this was really that community coming together space that we were lacking. Great furniture, open spaces, people coming and going through the front door, a lot of natural light coming through the building. Again, we wanted to create the most welcoming experience that we could.
And this just didn't exist at all before, right?
And very small, like maybe a chair or two. So
Okay.
absolutely, massive expansion of this, what we call the Welcome Center lobby.
And the desk is at right angles to the door, which I think is nice. Before it was like a fortress.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Again, that fortress. That's the last thing we want to present.
Right.
Is we want to, if I could have no barriers, obviously logistically you need to have some barriers, but yeah, we want to make people feel like they're walking right into the front door of a family or a neighbor's house, the most welcoming environment that we could.
So what's going on in there?
So in the previous YMCA summit, we had a kid zone. And a kid zone is an area where Any of our members can bring their children and have them watch while perhaps they go for a swim or work out in the fitness center, take a class, whatnot. That room was up on the second floor behind the gymnasium. It was a wonderful space, but quite frankly, logistically, for someone with a carriage, bringing a little child to go all the way up to the second floor, to the other end of the building, was not the most member-friendly way. So now what we've created is a brand new kid zone, which is located right behind the front desk. Modernized.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. It's really, we run several childcare centers, so we like to think we have some experience in this area. And this is as good as any childcare center. Of course, the staff is awesome and treating your kids just like their own kids. The little windows so we can kind of keep an eye on them. And what is it, quite frankly, again, logistically, drop the kids off, have your experience here at the Y, go get them, and go on with your day.
Yeah, and you told me, I think this is great, it's called Emma's Kids Zone, and that's the name of a grandchild of one of
our donors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned employees, and you told me before, the Y, this Y, is the second largest employer in Summit after.
Well, let me correct that. It's certainly the second largest nonprofit employer in Summit.
Got it.
I don't think with some of the big corporations on Morris Ave, we're the second largest employer, but we're the second largest nonprofit employer in Summit. And really, the story behind that is, between pools and childcares and camps and sports and so many different program areas that we have, it's really important for us to make sure that we get a lot of the teens that are ready at working age, 16, 17, an opportunity to learn what it's like to have a job. For many people in this community, working at the Summit Y was their first job.
So including all those folks, how many employees have you got?
Nearly 450.
Wow. Wow. So you come in, the desk is right there, the play area is on your right as you come in. And what's going on over here?
So over here on the left is our fitness center. Okay. So we're going to get another look from the second floor, but what we really want to do, which again, we could not do before, is it's all glass. And that's very intentional. Is we wanted to create a vision where the people working out knew they could see what was going on in the front. And when you walk in the front door, you got a big open feeling that, wow, this is a lot bigger than it used to be. Because truly it is. We knocked down a lot of walls to make this happen. This is the presentation we want to give our fitness center. Is front and center. This is what I was talking about before. World-class facility, world-class staff, and just an incredible experience for everybody.
So there's when you say fitness, there's actually two different rooms, right? As you come in, one on the left, and then there's
one on the right. Absolutely. So on the right-hand side, we have the free weights.
Yep.
Which are really, and again, not like maybe the old days where it's just the young kids in the free weight room. It's incredible. Free weight training is becoming the hottest trend right now, even for seniors. So that gets a lot of use over here on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we have two things going on. We have circuits, which are designed specifically for teens and seniors. Mm-hmm. We have an open functional turf, a brand new turf, and then we have cardiovascular equipment like bicycles and ellipticals and treadmills.
Okay. One of the things that amazes me is, as you said earlier, this is the first day, literally, that you've reopened since the construction, and this place is buzzing.
Yeah, again, I can't thank our members enough. I can't thank the community enough. They wanted this as bad as we wanted it. They wanted to be open yesterday. We wanted to be open yesterday too. And it's finally here, and I am pleasantly surprised that they all came out to check us out on day one. And this is what we want, Frank. This is the environment we want, is people coming and going all day long and feeling like they're back home.
And what I'm seeing is literally all ages, from babies up to.
Yeah, that's what makes it so special. And I'm looking, we're here in the midday, school's out, 2:30, 3 o'clock. a whole nother group of teens and youth come in, and it's even more fun.
Yeah, I don't think you see that same age diversity in some of the other gyms.
No, you don't. And you know, quite frankly, we respect some people who work out do not want that. But for here at the Y, we are going to celebrate that age diversity.
This is good. So let's move around, see
All right,
some
take you
more areas.
upstairs.
Okay. So Paul, here we are on the second floor. Tell me what's going on here.
Yeah, so this is really an expansion of our wellness center.
Okay.
Okay, so what we have is we have some bikes, we have some rowers up here, and two new things that we did from the old wellness center is we expanded out towards the front of the building on both the second floor and the first floor. So what you see up here is really a weight circuit. All the circuit machines that people need, they're going to find in here.
So all that is new out there.
All brand new equipment. Remember, 98% of this equipment that you see in here is brand new.
What was in that space before?
Oh boy, we had a tiny little private training studio and a kid's birthday party room.
Okay.
So again, I'm glad you asked that because you know, on a practical issue, our goal by renovating this building was to try to open up, you know, we talked about the small space versus the open space, but really open up spaces that we were not using efficiently and make it much more efficient. And already we've heard that people just find this space so much more, you know, they didn't even know it existed because it was hidden by small little rooms
Yeah,
in the
it
past.
feels good to be here. You
Yeah.
know, the ceiling is very high. It's all open. It's light. It's very light. Enormous
Skylight.
skylights. So it's a good feeling. It's a nice place to work out.
Yeah, it is.
So all this exercise equipment is new.
So all the exercise equipment is new. You know, again, a couple of little pieces. We kind of kept with a color scheme of black equipment and the white and black walls, some blue. I guess that's the style we're looking for. And then over in the back of the second floor are really 4 studios.
Okay.
So group exercise studios that can hold anywhere from 60 people down to 12 people for a small yoga class. We have a spin studio. All these studios have been redone as part of the renovation. So we're really excited about that as well. So, you know, not everybody's going to come in and do that traditional workout here on the first and second floor. So now they can enjoy the group exercise classes, and all the studios are open.
I'm just marveling at the space. It's a good feeling. Now you said before there's a space for teens.
Yeah. So, you know, the reality is, especially since COVID, we have the Y has become the place for the local teens to congregate. And I'm talking about middle school, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way through high school. And while we've always had a very vibrant teen program here at the Y, it has exploded since COVID. And right when we were making the final plans for this construction, we knew we had to figure out a way to create more space for these kids. You know, weren't just coming in every day after school, they'll come in also at night, they'll come in on the weekends. And we made it work, but it was not always convenient for everybody else. So what we've done is taken a large space that was not really utilized well in the past, you know, on the side of the gym, and created a large teen center. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's just going to accomplish what we wanted, which is about 150 kids can go in that space. Homework help, career prep, or how about the most important thing? Just kids being kids again.
Yeah.
And socializing and having fun and enjoying each other and learning to know each other a little bit better. That's what we're excited about for these teens to have now.
Now with all this new space, are you taking in new members? You must be.
Absolutely. You know, again, especially now that we're open, we have a lot of promotions going on. But the bottom line is we want folks to feel they can come in. We'll give them a guest pass to try things for free for a couple of days. Check it out. We are ready. We will accommodate you. We'd love to have you come in and check us out.
Okay, well, sounds great. Maybe that's a good note to end on. Come in and check us out, right?
And again, I just want to thank you, Frank, for giving us the opportunity. We're really proud to show this jewel off to everybody.
I'm glad to be involved in showing off this wonderful, wonderful YMCA.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you, Paul.